Hey Pops, what's up? It's Fang here, and Mark from Spectrum Pulse is a really good music critic. With every video of his that I watch, he displays this vast knowledge of music that I constantly feel inferior to, but at the same time, I'm also constantly in awe of, and I have high respect and high praise for the man for it. And where he's more than deserving of this respect and praise, I gotta be honest, I also kinda use Mark as a tool. I enjoy his album reviews as well as On the Pulse, but Billboard Breakdown is an essential part of what helps me run as a music critic. I have fallen off the grid more than a few times already, and the only reason I've been able to keep up is because Mark posts these weekly segments. And I am extremely grateful for that, otherwise I would be lost in some of the songs. In some cases I am, but that's more my own fault than anything. Recently though, I've come to the realization that one of the main reasons I watch Billboard Breakdown is because I want to hear Mark's thoughts about the new entries on the Hot 100. Songs that I would likely not go out of my way to listen to myself. Which is rich for someone who doesn't go by the pop charts for making their year endless. However, there have been instances where I do listen to songs that Mark has either hated or even liked that I found myself disagreeing with him. Which helped me create a little idea. What if I started talking about some of these new entries? Well, let's find out. This is Billboard Unwritten.
Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten.
Now, as the title insinuates, this is a little different than Billboard Breakdown. I go through the Billboard Hot 100 for the current week, pick out the new entries, and then give you my thoughts, no filter, no script. With special exemptions to album bombs, that being I will only be selecting 3 songs at maximum, and you guys will hear about it when the time comes for it. Thankfully though, that does not apply to this week. In fact, this week on the Hot 100 seems kinda stagnant. I can't really speak for how the charts work, but I can definitely say that there's not a lot going on. Mainly because when I looked at the Hot 100 for this week, a lot of the activity was happening below the top 50. Which just so happens to include all of our new entries for this week. Which was a moderately interesting batch, much to my surprise. So, let's get this started with number 100, Worldwide Beautiful by Kane. Take a listen.
You're missing every color if you're only seeing black and white. Tell me how you gonna...
So, if you follow me at all, then you might have heard me say recently that I'm not a country music fan, and that it's very difficult for me to even warm up to a country song of any kind. So, I'm already outside of my comfort zone. I both do not have a lot of knowledge about the genre as well as the record industry around it, so please forgive my ignorance when I go into this one, especially since we are hitting one of 2 songs that are covering, well, racism. It's not surprising considering all the protesting that's been going on with all of the outrage towards the police brutality as of late, especially with the death of George Floyd, which, oh boy, that is a rant I was hoping to save for September. Let's just say a specific video is meant to talk about that more in detail. But okay, Kane. Not a lot of knowledge here either. Kane Brown's music has always gone in one ear and out the other, yes, even the Marshmallow song from last year. I've heard his voice before, I think he's a decent singer, but honestly, I've never paid his songs much attention. And with a song titled Worldwide Beautiful, I did not have high expectations for it. Mainly because the title makes me cringe. I'll start with the content by saying nothing really sticks with me within the song itself. The basic gist of the song is, skin color should not matter, we should be able to live in this world peacefully. This should not be a problem. It plays it very safe, but aside from the title, again, nothing within the actual content made me cringe. Kane Brown's a decent singer, I like how he sounds here, and then there's the instrumentation. First off, the introduction. I really did not like it. Something about it was just murky and uncomfortable, and it does not match the rest of the tone of the song, which thankfully is a lot better. Which actually starts pretty small, but then grows into something bigger as the song continues. It's also just refreshing to hear a pop country song where the drums don't overpower the electric guitar, which actually sounds real, so bonus points. So, not a bad first impression. I give it a 6. And up next we have number 95, Hard Days by Brantley Gilbert. Check it out.
If you never had hard days, if you never had a heartbreak.
Like with Worldwide Beautiful, nothing in the lyrical content actually sticks with me about this song. It's a song that basically asks the question, what if you never had hard days? Would that really be for the better? Usually I'd comment on whether or not it actually made a good point, but I tune out about middle of the first chorus. The production for me is a little murky in the very bland sense of the word. I couldn't tell you one musical element from the other one. Possibly because I was bored so much that I fell asleep, but hey, who knows. And Brantley Gilbert, he's okay as a singer, I think. He does not leave much of an impression either, which just leaves the song as a bit of a meh. So, no, I would not revisit this one. Give it a 4 because it's not really bad. Other than that, wouldn't recommend it. And from there we go to number 93, One Night Standards by Ashley McBryde. Check it out.
It's just a room, Kane. You ain't got a lot to me. Can't you just
Now, here's a song I actually like. A song where the narrator meets up with a guy and she just wants to have a one-night stand because she's clearly still reeling from her ex, but from the sounds of things, the guy's making it a little difficult. And it's portrayed in a way where the guy's not really being an asshole, she just doesn't want the emotional attachment from it. She wants to have them use each other and have that be that. Ashley McBryde's singing on this song is very, willowy, I want to say. And she really tugs on my heartstrings in this song. She portrays the tone of this absolutely perfectly. And then we move on to the actual production, which I would describe as straightforward. Not trying to be anything big or complex, but doing enough to get the message across. It's not about the music in this case, it's about what's happening in the song itself. Country doesn't easily impress me, but this song did, almost instantly. It's an easy 7, and I fully endorse that you all go check it out. Okay, that's all the country songs, and we have Reggaeton. Oh, jeez. Number 90, Mamacita by the Black Eyed Peas, Ozuna, and J. Soul. Go ahead.
Mamacita, mamacita, qué bonita. Mamacita.
The only nice thing I can say about this song is that Ozuna is a non-presence, and trust me, that's a good thing. The beat alone reminded me of Ritmo instantaneously, which is one of the worst hits of the year, for the record. J. Soul is a decent singer, and she sounds fine on this song, but I instantly threw her to the curb with the Black Eyed Peas and Ozuna, all because of one line. Ay Dios mío, oh my god. Speaking of the Black Eyed Peas, of all the things to come back from the 2000s, of all things we would choose to reignite, why the Black Eyed Peas? I get it, okay? I liked Yesterday too. That song was fantastic. But it does not warrant forgiveness or success. Especially not with will.i.am's production. Again, the standard will.i.am beat that I remember is from #ThatPower, Scream and Shout, and frickin' Dirty Bit of all things, which were all the same song anyways, but hey, why not? But before that he had clunkers like Boom Boom Pow and I'm a Bee and Rock That Body and ugh. So hearing his spin on reggaeton is just obnoxious. It's catchy in one of the worst ways possible. I still have that stupid drop of Mamacita stuck in my head. But it's very downbeat and atonal like the 2000s, which, no! Neither of these things are fun, which is clearly what they were going for here. In translation, skip it. 1 out of 10. You think we can get through the week without some obligatory trap entry? Of course not. Number 80, Deep End Freestyle by Sleepy Hollow.
My body different. Shorty said she tryna kick it. I'm in the mouth, son, like a dentist. Cooking up, I'm in the kitchen. Big bro wildin' tryna.
I remember making a complaint once that trap music was very, very hollow. And this song just seems to be proof of that. I mean, I'm not a fan of Savage by Megan Thee Stallion, but that song is the Beatles in comparison to this. Sleepy Hollow is not an engaging performer. I could barely understand half of what he was saying. And for being a freestyle, this sounds very amateurish. And what little production there is in this song is just sludgy to go through. With any luck, it'll go away next week. 1 out of 10. And to end off this week, number 64, Other Side of America by Meek Mill. Check it out.
Jump out the porch, I got a porch, I'ma take it back. I'm on the block with the killers and holding my own, of course, yeah. I see my mom.
This is the second of 2 songs that talks about racism, again in response to all the protests, all the police brutality, just everything. And unlike Kane Brown, I can effectively say that Meek Mill does not stop any punches here. He's not playing it safe, he's telling it like it is. The picture he paints in this song is bleak, it's tense, and there's more than a bit of anger behind it, which is more than a decent match for the music we got going on here. There are some times where I don't understand what Meek Mill is saying, but honestly, songs like this one, where they are meant to be this intense, where they're meant to make you uncomfortable, I'm a little bit of a sucker for. I will freely admit I'm a little hesitant to call it good, but it's very, very close. 6 out of 10. So those are the new entries for this week. If you pups enjoyed this, do let me know in the comments section. Also, tell me how maybe I could make this a little better if I decide to keep doing it. Before we go, though, I'd like to thank my patron pups, Moment Reviews, and Name Withheld for supporting me for yet another month. I truly appreciate it. If you guys want to support me as well, there will be a link in the description as well as at the end of the video. And just like that, we are done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a howling good time. Woo!
I never said that this would be easy.